Howdy everyone, Pete Daddy here. Today in FIFA we got a new player objective that is just absolutely fire. And whenever we get a card this hot, we have ourselves a hot flame grilled Whopper and we push the Whopper button.
Tell the crew to push the Whopper button.
And I am talking about this new transfer talent objective where you can get 95 rated Timo Werner with the Chelsea badge. So he's going to link up with Premier League players. This is going to be really cool. Also, just to show you real quick, in season progress, if you happen to make it to level 30, there's a Hakeem Ziyech Chelsea version. So if you're a Chelsea fan, this is a dream come true. You can get some really boosted Chelsea cards. But I wanted to go over how to complete this, the best way, the fastest way, the smartest way. So there's 4 parts to it. And you can see up top there, we have basically 2 weeks to complete it, which is more than enough time. We can grind all of this stuff out. There's a couple meh objectives, but it's overall it's not that bad. But let's just go over it. Fast finisher is number 1, and this says score in 3 separate squad battles matches on minimum professional difficulty or rivals using players with minimum 90 pace. So I will say first and foremost, if you're going to go for the whole Timo Werner, just do it in rivals and ignore the squad battles part unless you're someone who plays squad battles. All of the other objectives are in rivals, so just focus on completing it in rivals. And honestly, this is one with so many boosted attackers now. Pretty much all team of the season attackers have 90 pace, so you're going to be able to knock this out without even trying. If you're just playing some rivals matches, this is an objective you would complete and not even know about it. So if you didn't even know this was here, you would just get a notification, hey, you completed fast finisher. So that this is going to be a very easy one. It's just 3 separate matches, only 90 pace is the requirement. Then we go to passing play, and this one is assist in 2 separate rivals matches using players with minimum 4-star weak foot. So here again, now this one where we start with rivals only, and this is another one, very, very easy. Pretty much all of the main attackers now are 4-star weak foot. Even so many of the midfielders are 4-star weak foot. So this one is another one that you would complete just by playing the game, even if you didn't know it was here. So these first 2 are very, very simple. Just make sure you have a 90 pace player and a 4-star weak foot player. And honestly, you probably have 4 or 5 90 plus 90 plus pace players, and you probably have 4 or 5 at least 4-star weak foot players. So those are just going to fly through fairly easy. The next 2 are a little bit more difficult, but not really. The only reason they're difficult is they're a little hard to combine. But German Goalgetter is scored 10 goals in rivals using German forwards. And I'll talk about why maybe it's going to take a little bit more time, but it's really not too bad. But again, notice that it says German forwards. So forwards in FIFA are based on their position. So if you use the position modifier, say you had this Timo Werner right here who has a striker card. If you changed him to a CDM for link purposes in game, he would not count as a forward anymore. So your cards, the only cards that count as forwards are if they're strikers, left forwards, right forwards, and center forwards. So those 4. So if you're going to have someone on the bench, make sure that you boosted them. Like someone like Marco Reus, who I think comes out as a cam, and you say you scored 10 goals in one match with him, none of those would count. So all you need to do is boost Marco Reus from a cam to a center forward, and then he would count as a forward. If you had someone like Gnabry, who I think either comes out as a right mid or right wing, it doesn't matter. Boost him up to a right forward. Then they're going to count as a forward, and those are going to be 10 goals in rivals using German forwards. The one thing I like about this, it doesn't have, it's not 10 separate games. So if you're having any trouble with this, if you don't have a lot of German players, like I know personally, I don't have a German player in my team right now capable of banging in 10 goals or banging in 10 easy goals in rivals. You can message your opponent before the match, say, hey, can I get 10 goals? I'll give you the win. And then you're done with this one, no problem. So that's something you can do. But let me talk about why this one is slightly not hard. Just I like to combine objectives. I want to combine things at the same time. But I'll show you this right here. So the next one is Finesse Finisher. So this one you have to score a finesse goal and 5 separate rivals wins using Premier League forwards. So for me, what I'm seeing here, you say we have German forwards and Premier League forwards. Now, what I would like to do is combine that and have a Premier League German forward. However, there's just not a lot of options for Premier League German players. The best one I can think of is if you happen to do this, Leroy Sané's SBC. This was months ago. It's like 91 rated. It's still out there, but it's very expensive at this point for a card of that nature. But you could boost that Sané from a left wing up to like a left forward, and that would count. I mean, there's also Timo Werner's gold version you could use. There's a Gundogan, but there's just not very many strong Premier League German players to combine these two. So that's why I was saying it's a little meh, because I would like to combine these and do these at the same time, but it's not going to work out quite that well, but it's still not going to be that bad. One thing I wanted to go over, we did have a finesse shot objective with our Harry Kane objective, and I had several people ask me about finesse shots. Now, to do a finesse shot, what you have to do is either hold RB on your Xbox controller or R1, same place on your PlayStation controller, while you shoot. So hold that button in and then shoot. So I'm holding this in, pressing it down, and then I'm hitting the shoot button. And that's the finesse shot modifier. You'll see your player kind of do like that open foot shot. They usually kind of try to curve it around the keeper a little bit. Now, finesse shots are not the easiest to bang in FIFA 20. They've been really OP in previous FIFAs. And FIFA 19, until they patched it, finesse shots were like the #1 way to score. If you could do a green time finesse shot in FIFA 19 at the beginning, that was like a guaranteed goal. Certain other FIFAs, they've been very powerful. But FIFA 20, you can score them for sure. They just don't fly in as easy as they have in previous FIFAs. So just keep at it. Again, make sure you hold the RB button down while you shoot. And then that would wrap it up. That would complete it. And now the only one small problem we had on the Harry Kane one, we had to score 10 finesse goals with English players so we could message our opponent, get all our finesse goals. Now EA has kind of eliminated that. We've got to score a finesse goal and wins. And the only other thing I don't like, and this gets back to improvements I'd love to see in FIFA, I wish we could pause the match and see what type of goal we scored. All we can see is goal. So say I scored a goal with Sergio Aguero as my Premier League forward, and then I thought I did the finesse shot, but actually FIFA didn't recognize it as a finesse shot. And I'm thinking, oh, I've got my finesse shot already. So I just played the game normally. But, you can't check that. So, even if you score one finesse goal, you might want to try to score another finesse goal just to really make sure that you get it in there. Unless you can really just see that side footing. Sometimes I'll do the finesse shot modifier just when I'm like in front of net just to try to score. But sometimes it's weird. It may not register. But just keep at it and you'll get it. We've got 2 weeks to do it. Let me show you a couple players that maybe can help you along the way. I will show you this right here. As far as German forwards in the Premier League, like I said, we're pretty limited. But if we sort this Premier League and German, turn our concept players on, you can see there's the Timo Werner. And let's look at his stats real quick. He did get a boost. I should have mentioned that earlier. He is normally 3-star skill moves. This Timo Werner has been boosted to 4-star skill moves. So that's going to make this Werner useful either at striker or make him useful out wide. He can play ram or lamb. And then as far as attribute details, you can see his shooting is already really nice. Attack positioning 99, finishing 99, strong shot power. I'm thinking you might use something like an artist on him. What I would like to see boosted is his agility and balance. His other dribbling outside of his composure is pretty strong, and his pace, already 99. He is very fast, and he's a little bit taller. He's not super tall, but when you start getting 5'11", 6 foot tall, they start kind of taking a little bit longer to get going. But I had his Team of the Season version, which is 97 rated from his Leipzig card, and that one was really strong, seemed to get going a little bit. So I would say this Timo Werner is going to do a lot for you. He may, in my opinion, make an amazing winger, especially now that he's up to 4-star skill moves. Out wide, I like to have that extra skill move set that I can do with the 4-star skill moves to try to get around some of these fullbacks. And he's got the 80 strength, so it's going to make him a little bit stronger to be able to bully some of these people. But I think this is a really strong card, going to be a lot of fun for a lot of people. And then this is the Sane card I was talking about from an SBC, a Player Moments SBC. But you see how he's a left wing. You could boost him up to a left forward. Then he counts as both a German forward and also a Premier League forward. So then if you scored a finesse goal with Sane, it would be 1 goal for the German forwards and 1 goal for the Premier League forwards. So that's how you can kind of double dip some of these things and make them able to work on that. Now, the one thing with Sane, though, I know I said most players now are 4-star weak foot. He is 3-star weak foot, but most of them, like this Ozil here, 5-star weak foot, was boosted. This was his FUT birthday card. You may even still have them. I know a lot of us have turned in so many cards, but you can just see here there's not a lot of Premier League German options. I mean, here's the Timo Werner base card that you maybe could use. He would have the pace, but you can see there his curve is 66, so he's not going to be great at finesse shots. There's Sane's base card that you maybe could still get out there. This Meyer card you would have to boost up to a striker, but he can maybe do something. That one was from the league-wide SBC. There's just not a lot of German Premier League forwards. So you're probably looking more at players such as, from the Bundesliga. You could even, if you wanted to, you could get the Timo Werner Team of the Season card and kind of test them out. Already have some good match work in with them. So that would be a card you could get. There's also, if anybody still has that Sane, that's another German card. So there's 2 different Sanes you could use. This is his Bayern Munich card that was out like 2 weeks ago, I want to say. Really strong card. That would be a perfect one you could use. But again, remember, boost him up to left forward. Muller can certainly bang in goals. There's a Royce out here somewhere. If you have this Goretzka, he can certainly bang in goals for you too. But again, you can't have him as CM. He'd have to be center forward or striker. This Royce is a great card. So you have a lot of ones. Or if you want another player coming to Chelsea, use Kai Havertz. King Kai would be another one you could use. So there's plenty of German options. I'm just saying I wish you could kind of combine the German and the Premier League aspect. But, like I said, the German one, you can message your opponent before a match if you want. If you don't want to invest in a German player, then just have a 80 rated German on your bench and then just message your opponent before the match, hey, can I just get 10 goals with the German forward, and you'll be done with it. The other thing we got today, and you can see them right there on my team. Let me just go to the SBC right here to show you. I've completed them already, tested them out in a match, but we got an absolute legend of the match, a legend of the game, Flashback Buffon. And I'll show you his card right here. I've only played 1 game with him so far. I did that on my live stream. If you're new here, make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and check the description, join our Discord server. But I played 1 match with Buffon. He was fine. The one thing I did notice, the guy I played against did some low-driven shots. Buffon does not have the save with feet trait that Ter Stegen has, and it hasn't been as important. FIFA 18 was low-driven, so you almost had to have a keeper with saves with feet trait. So Buffon did allow a couple low goals. We did win the match. He ended up giving up 2 goals. 1 was not his fault. 1 I thought maybe he would have saved if he had the saves with feet trait. I can't say he's as good as Ter Stegen, but Buffon, a legend of the game, and you can see there Ter Stegen has the saves with feet trait. But Buffon would be 99 rated at all of them. He's going to be faster than a lot of them. Like you can see there, his speed is 60. Ter Stegen's speed is 48. So Buffon's going to be able to rush out a little bit more, be able to move a little bit quicker. So he does have some really strong stats. I just did notice that 1 saves with feet, but it's rare to come across players that do many low-driven shots. But anyways, boys, this is going to wrap it up. I hope this helped for helping you get to your Timo Werner. Definitely make sure to subscribe, follow me on Twitter, and join the Discord. But I'll see you guys soon. Bye.